Vinny and Benny, the inspiration. Okay, let's start with Vinny. I guess you could say I drew my inspiration from my father. Now, if any of you've seen any episodes of Vinny and Benny, you know that Vinny is one serious cat. And so was my dad. We weren't buddies or friends or anything like that. He was dad. Now, I'm the baby boomer generation. So growing up as a child in the 60s, dads didn't play. I don't care what color. Black, white, green, orange, polka dot, didn't matter. When mom said, wait till your dad gets home, or I'm going to tell your father, that carried a lot of weight. So it was nothing like the sitcoms of that era. That is a facade, a fantasy. Dads were quick to discipline and ask questions later. They didn't have time for any BS. So with that being said, did I just forget what I was talking about? Oh yeah. So that is where I got my inspiration for Vinny. And I wanted to show that Vinny, though spiritual, has some flaws. Mainly, a lot of anger management. And, that was kind of like my dad too. My dad was just, he kept it in control. But, he was, let me just put it to you this way. No matter how straight I was sitting up in a chair, when Dad walked into the room, I sat up straighter. Okay, I didn't wait to be asked. However, that being said, Dad was also the one I went to when it hit the fan, because I knew he was going to take care of business. No matter what my problem, the big stuff I took to Dad. When I had to get it done, I needed it taken care of, Dad was the one. Mom and I, we were friends. She whooped me just like Dad, but I can count the number of whoopings I got from Dad on one hand. Mom would whoop me, or spank me, whatever you want to call it. Dad's whoopings were epic, so I did anything to avoid them. But that's kind of how that rolled. Now, I moved out at 18. No surprise there, because two lions can't inhabit the same house. Excuse me. So, and eventually, a year or two later, I moved completely out of the state. So I was really on my own, over 1,000 miles away. So, Dad and I, respect grew between the two of us, and we actually became about as close to friends as our relationship would allow. And I was fine with that. Like I said, there was never any question that my dad loved me. He was always there for me, always had my back. In fact, he was best man at my wedding. So, but when my son, as I was rearing him, when he would confess to Mom, why is Dad so hard on me and stuff, I would tell him that, boy, you're getting off easy with me. And Dad used to say the same thing to me concerning his father. But I really don't relate that much to Vinny as I do to Benny. Serious people, I tend to give them their space. I don't want to annoy them because I'm kind of on the opposite end. I have an entertainment background. I played sports and all that stuff. And, I had a very healthy upbringing as a child. My parents made sure of that. We weren't rich or anything like that, but Dad handled his business as well as Mom did. So, and being that I was always in the church, though I wasn't a very religious person, I didn't have the passion to knock on doors and have you heard the good news about Jesus or anything like that. And I remember praying, and I feel in my spirit, I could almost imagine God saying, "Oh, do your thing." Well, what can I do, God? Well, you like to act, do that. So so this is my ministry, to bring people to the Lord as best I can. I know there are people out there. I see the videos. There are people who have thousands upon thousands, millions of viewers spreading the gospel. But this is my part. This is what I can do best I can. So that's kind of it in a nutshell as far as Vinny goes. I'd like to show that even though he has anger issues and he's a very serious guy, kind of standoffish, he loves the Lord. He loves his little brother Benny, and is always there for him to protect him when need be. He don't play, but would I hang out with Vinny? No. So we'll talk about Benny next. Thank you.